a cruel prank, a furious Thor, and a hammer forged in revenge. In Asgard, where the gods believed themselves untouchable and eternal, there lived a quiet certainty that nothing could truly disturb their order. Not war, not giants, not even fate itself. And yet, it was not an enemy who shattered that illusion, but a laugh in the dark, a whisper of mischief, and the restless mind of Loki, who watched the gods not with loyalty or hatred, but with curiosity sharp enough to cut reality itself.
Unveil the legends.
One night, while Asgard slept beneath the pale glow of the stars, Loki crept silently into the chambers of Sif, the golden-haired goddess whose beauty was spoken of as a symbol of fertility, prosperity, and balance, and whose radiant hair was said to shine like ripened wheat beneath the summer sun, a sacred image not just of beauty, but of the land itself. Loki stood there, watching her sleep, and in that stillness his thoughts twisted into a dangerous game, for he did not see a goddess nor a wife of Thor, but a perfect thing untouched by chaos. And to Loki, perfection was an insult waiting to be corrected, without hesitation, without anger, and without reason that made sense even to himself. Loki raised his blade and cut away Sif's golden hair, not violently, but carefully, methodically, until her head lay bare and stripped of its sacred glow. And when he was done, Loki smiled, satisfied not with destruction, but with the certainty that something irreversible had begun. He left behind no apology, no explanation, only silence and the promise of consequences yet unseen. The wrath of thunder. When dawn arrived, it did not bring peace to Asgard, but terror. For the moment, Thor saw his wife standing before him, her head shorn and her sacred beauty destroyed. The air itself seemed to recoil in fear, and the god of thunder did not shout, nor did he hesitate, because Thor's rage was not loud at first, but heavy, slow, and unstoppable. Like the gathering of a storm that would break the world, Thor did not ask who had done this, because there was only one name that could fit such cruelty, and when Loki was dragged before him, the god of thunder seized him with hands strong enough to crush mountains, promising pain so terrible that even immortality would beg for death. Loki, for once, did not laugh, for he understood that this time the joke had gone too far, that this was not a trick to amuse the gods, but a wound carved into the honor of Asgard itself. And with Thor's grip tightening and the threat of destruction looming closer, Loki did the only thing he could do to survive. He promised to fix what he had broken, not with words, not with illusions, but with a replacement so magnificent that even Thor's fury would have no choice but to yield. And though Thor did not trust him, he loosened his grip, not out of mercy, but because even anger must sometimes wait for hope. And so Loki set out once more, not as a trickster, but as a desperate god racing against his own undoing. The dwarves' bargain. Loki descended into the dark halls beneath the world, where the dwarves worked endlessly beside their forges, shaping fate itself through fire, metal, and ancient skill. And there he approached the sons of Vivaldi, master craftsmen whose creations were said to rival the gods themselves. Loki begged them to forge new hair for Sif, hair not of illusion, but of pure gold that would grow like living strands once placed upon her head. And the dwarves agreed, not out of kindness, but because creation itself was their sacred calling. Yet Loki, unable to silence his own nature, mocked them even as they worked, boasting that no creation could ever surpass the power of the gods. And in his arrogance, he challenged another pair of dwarves, Brokkr and Sindri, daring them to create treasures greater than those already forged, wagering his own head in the process. The forges roared, the bellows screamed, and metal glowed like captured suns as the dwarves worked without rest, forging not just replacements, but wonders that would change the destiny of Asgard forever. while Loki, fearing his own bet, attempted to sabotage their efforts, transforming into a biting insect to disrupt their work. Despite his interference, the dwarves succeeded, and from the fire emerged treasures beyond imagination. Sif's golden hair, radiant and alive, Skyblafner, the ship that could sail any sea and fold into a pocket when not in use. And finally, the weapon that would echo through myth and memory alike. A hammer short in handle, heavy with power, and destined to be feared across all worlds. Mjolnir had been born. The birth of the hammer. When Loki returned to Asgard, he brought with him not just reparations, but transformation. For as Sif's new golden hair took root and shimmered brighter than before, the gods beheld treasures that redefined their power. And Thor, upon lifting Mjolnir for the first time, felt the weight not just of metal, but of purpose itself. The hammer did not need elegance, nor length, nor beauty, because it was raw force given form. A weapon that would always return to its wielder, that would shatter mountains and crush giants, and that would become the symbol of divine protection for gods and mortals alike. Thor's rage dissolved not into forgiveness, but into resolve as he realized that from Loki's cruelty had come the greatest defense Asgard would ever know. And though Loki narrowly escaped losing his head by paying his debt in laughter and cunning, the balance between chaos and order had shifted forever. The gods accepted the gifts. But something had changed, because they now understood that Loki's mischief was not harmless, and that even a joke could reshape the world when guided by the wrong hands. Mjolnir was not forged in celebration, but in consequence, and its thunder would forever remind the gods of the price of chaos. The price of a joke. From that day forward, the gods no longer laughed so freely at Loki's tricks, because they had seen what his mind could unleash. And though Mjolnir would go on to defend Asgard, to slay giants, and to stand against the end of days itself, its existence was rooted in betrayal, fear, and a prank that nearly destroyed trust among the gods. Loki walked away unpunished in form, but not in fate, for every creation born from his actions carried with it a shadow, a reminder that chaos does not destroy outright, but forces the world to adapt, to harden, and to prepare for disasters yet to come. And so the story of Sif's stolen hair became more than a tale of cruelty or revenge, becoming instead a warning carved into myth itself that from a single careless act can rise power beyond control, and that sometimes the greatest weapons are not forged by heroes, but by mistakes no one can undo. Mjolnir was born from laughter that turned to fear, from mischief that demanded justice, and from a god who never understood that some jokes are not meant to be told, because once chaos is invited in, it never truly leaves.